This is the single greatest update we have ever seen to the experimental card. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't hyperbole. This is actually ridiculous. Blizzard have dropped a massive update on the experimental card. Remember, this is experimental. This isn't on live servers, but oh my days, do I want to see this go onto live servers. So what we've got are sweeping changes designed to deal with the 2 barrier shield meta, which is terrible. But also, the underlying direction of this entire experimental patch is to speed the game up. And oh my god, does this feel awesome. So you guys are watching Orisa gameplay here. This is me playing Orisa. Now, the most notable thing with Orisa is they've sped up the halt. Look how fast that thing fires out. Now, it doesn't have as much as a radius as it used to have before, so you have to get it close to people to halt them. But simply because it is faster, it feels way better to use. So what Blizzard have absolutely managed to do here is nerf Orisa, but also make her feel better while doing that. And I don't think that's ever been done ever. Now, Orisa was boring as hell to play. Super slow, drops a barrier down. It's all great. It's beautiful. No, now she's got less armor than she used to have before, so massive nerf there. She's got a faster moving halt projectile that doesn't have as much range as it used to have. So on paper, this sounds terrible, but in practice, it is absolutely beautiful. So Blizzard, this is really, really good. I really like to see this. And the crucial thing here is they haven't touched Orisa's barrier. It is still the same health as it always has been, which is crazy. So let me go through the changes here, because there's a whole bunch of changes, and I think there's some more changes Blizzard could do here, because I really like this direction for the game, making everything faster. It's so cool. So check this out. I won't put this on the screen, actually, guys. You guys can watch the ridiculous Orisa footage in the background, although I do want to talk about Pharah in a little bit more detail, and I'll show you some gameplay of that, because Pharah, again, feels faster, feels more fluid. It's just way more fun to play. All right, then. So a new experimental mode has begun, and these are the hero updates. So Brigitte General, the base health has been lowered from 200 to 150, right? So she's no longer as tanky as she was. She's easier to kill, which is good. Now, here's the thing. Inspire, total healing has been decreased from 130 to 90. Healing reduced from 21 to 15 health per second. That's a massive nerf. And self-healing is no longer reduced by half. Now, that is to offset the change of the fact Inspire has now been absolutely gutted with its output. So what we're looking at here is a Brig with much less healing and a way more fragile Brig. Yet again, another nerf to Brig. Is it enough to destroy Brig? We're going to have to wait and see, because, of course, there is a Zen buff. So we'll get to that in a second. Now, the Orisa change, base armor is reduced from 250 to 200. Eagle-eye viewers would have already seen that anyway on the screen. And halt, which is the mini grav effect, radius reduced from 4 to 7 meters. And that's actually really big, because remember, it's a radius. It's not just a straight line. It's a circular radius around the halt effect. So that's a massive nerf there of 3 meters, sorry. And projectile speed increased from 20 to 30, which feels amazing. Like, actually amazing. I love that. The Pharah change, we'll leave that because we'll get onto that in a second. Roadhog, now scrap gun, ammo has been reduced from 6 to 5. Damage per projectile, however, has been increased from 6 to 7. Recovery time, has been increased from 0.7 to 0.85 seconds. Now, this makes scrap gun less of a machine gun, but kind of does more damage if you land the shots, which actually is pretty cool, but it's not firing as often as it would. But this is I think this is just like a balance change for Roadhog. I haven't played Roadhog, so I can't comment too much on that at the moment. Oh my god, that was a close Diva bomb. There, probably should have killed me, but whatever. Yeah, so that's the Roadhog change. Sigma, now here we go. Sigma has a barrier nerf. Now, I couldn't play Sigma because everybody's playing Sigma in all the games that I've been trying to join. Fair enough. So what Sigma has got is the health is reduced from 900 to 700. Now, I thought Blizzard were going to nerf Orisa's barrier, but they haven't. They've left Orisa's barrier at 600. That's fine. But they've nerfed Sigma's barrier. It has lost 300, sorry. I'm really terrible with these numbers. 7, 8, 9. It's 200 Sty. 200 health from the barrier, which is huge. And regeneration rate has been reduced from 120 to 80 per second. So Sigma's barrier is way less effective. Like, that's a massive nerf to Sigma's barrier. But not only that, Sigma then gets kinetic grasp nerfed. Cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds. So this is less suck. So this is a direct attack on Sigma's defensive capability, which I think most people are probably fine with, because Sigma is, on the live server, the best tank in the game. There is no question about it. He is insanely good. Then we've got more changes, guys. Get ready. Symmetra, Photon Projector. The delay before losing charge is increased from 2 to 4 seconds. So again, this is a direct change to make barriers easier to kill because she is not going to lose charge. She is charged up, but it's also a direct damage buff to Symmetra. So she's just going to do more damage because she retains a charge for those extra 2 seconds, which is huge. And Teleporter cooldown reduced from 12 to 10 seconds. So you've got a Teleporter 2 seconds faster than used before. Nice change. And here's the Zen change, right? Zen, Orb of Destruction, Secondary Fire, charge rate increased from 15%, which is 0.6%, down to 0.52% per orb. This means you charge up Secondary Fire much faster, and rate of fire has been increased from 0.85 to 9 shots per second. So what you've got here is even more of an artillery platform, DPS Zen, because he can charge his alternate fire up much quicker. And believe you me, it feels way quicker in the game. So what we've got here is a whole bevy of changes where Blizzard have come in and changed the game to make it faster. And it feels absolutely great. Orisa, I don't like Orisa. I really don't like playing Orisa, but she's just been like a necessary evil for a long time. She feels great now because of just simply because of the halt change. I know she's nerfed, but it feels better to play. It's so weird, but it's beautiful. Now, looking at this list, I think Blizzard could have actually gone a bit deeper here. What about a Soldier 76 buff? Make him run faster, right? I don't know. Let him run. Well, maybe not let him sprint while shooting. That could be absolutely broken as hell. What about Lucio? Maybe just make Lucio speed boost even more. Take him back to the old ways of Lucio. Just make him insane, right? If this is what Blizzard are trying to do, then I'm all for this. Just give it me, Blizzard. Like, making the game faster, making it more dynamic, it feels way better because we're not just standing there looking at barriers. And of course, we've been through extreme metas in the past. Things like Goat's meta, where there's a lot of shield play, barrier play. It's fun if you're a tank. And remember, Reinhardt isn't actually touched in any of this, so his barrier is still the same. Yeah, that's fun. It's fine. But I think it's more interesting when the game's more sort of dynamic and it gets mixed up and then there's all these space for individual plays and all of that good stuff. Anyway, that's a debate for another video, and we could just go on for hours about that. Although I would like to know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. So let's talk about Pharah because, yeah, all my days. Okay, so the Pharah change is beautiful because I think Pharah has been woefully outdated for a very long time. Now, I know players on console might say, well, Pharah's still really good on console. And that might be the case. You guys know I don't play on console, so I'm not too sure of her current balance. She might be terrible. I'm not sure. Obviously, Ashe has been buffed, so she's better against Pharah. And there's a whole host of things. Obviously, you could bring out Widow and pop Pharah in the head. Do whatever you like. But these are the changes here to Pharah. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I actually agree with these. In fact, I agree with all of these changes. I think they're great. So, movement speed is increased by 20% with the hover jets. That just does exactly what it says in the tin. Movement speed is increased with the hover jets. You now move faster with the hover jets active. Look at it. Maybe you can't tell just looking at the footage straight away, but I tell you, you can tell. When you start playing Pharah, you absolutely can tell. It just feels more fluid. It's great. Also, regeneration rate has been reduced from 50 to 35 per second. Now, what this is doing is you've got less fuel, effectively, because it doesn't regen as fast. But she's still Pharah, right? She can still put out a lot of AoE damage with the rockets. But not only that, you move faster when your hover's active. And I think that's a perfectly fine trade-off. Take the regen rate, just let me move faster while I'm hovering about. It just feels so much better, right? It is absolutely beautiful. And the last one is Barrage. And you're kind of going to see me use Barrage here and get destroyed. So, yeah, oh dear. I killed myself. I think I don't know what I did. I killed myself. But Barrage, the duration has been reduced from 3 to 2.5 seconds. And the damage, I believe, remains the same. So, well, it's faster, right? So you've got the same damage as before, but you're pumping out more damage, I believe, because all they've done is reduce the duration. That's crazy. This means Pharah can pop her ultimate, and it's an extra half a second faster firing all the rockets. That's crazy. Now, okay, I want to throw a little caveat there. It might actually, or caveat even, I should say, it might actually be less damage if it only goes 2.5 seconds. But I'm going to play this by, hey, it's just the same amount of damage, even if it isn't, right? And it would be nice to have the specific stuff. It would be nice if this was in the comments, so we didn't have to go and test it rigorously and whatever. It just feels faster because you're in that mode for less time. And Pharah is disgustingly vulnerable when she's in that mode. It's just great. It's so good. All right, what I'm going to end this video on is just what the developers say. So there was a follow-up post by a community manager which says these are what they're trying to do. So what are they trying to address? At Overwatch's highest levels of play, we've seen the meta become more defined due to certain heroes overperforming. With this experiment, we're testing some hero adjustments aimed at shifting away from a barrier-heavy meta. In addition, we're taking this opportunity to address some underperforming heroes. We hope these changes will help diversify hero choices and team compositions. So what are we testing? In this experimental mode, we'll be making hero updates, just value adjustments, rather than changing abilities to Brig, Orisa, Roadhog, Pharah, Sigma, Symmetra, and Zen. These changes are focused on reducing the potency of some shield-heavy tanks, while also targeting heroes like Brig, who help enable the meta we're looking to address. We're also including some adjustments to underperforming damage heroes like Pharah and Symmetra to increase their effectiveness. We hope that you give this experimental mode a shot and share your feedback. Remember, the game development is an iterative process. Please don't slate us on forums and attack us and tell us we're lazy, etc. I'm sure that's what they wanted to write. Now, huge. This change is massive. This experimental is massive. The game is faster. We've got nerfs to Orisa, but for some reason she feels better. Sigma gets nerfed. A Brig gets absolutely destroyed. It's great. It is actually great. It's been a while since I've just walked into an update and it's given me everything. Because if I'm honest, I just thought we were going to see a couple of nerfs to shield effectiveness and then they just leave it at that. But they haven't. They've gone deeper and I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember you can follow me on everything, which is at Stylosa. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of my dogs, because that's kind of all I ever post there. But that's awesome. And yeah, I'll catch you lovely lot on the next video. Toodaloo.